Hello, hello, welcome. It's Ruth here at artfulstampin.co.uk. Thank you so much for joining me today. I was having a little look on Pinterest for some ideas. I'm always on the lookout for new ideas. And I was struck by a little kind of fun fold looking card. Not a Stampin' Up card. I don't even know who made it. I'm just going to go back and have another look at it. Yeah, really not sure where it's come from, but it was basically the shape that intrigued me, the way they'd done the kind of fun fold. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of math with you just to figure out how I'm going to construct it. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I then was on the lookout for some stamps and then remembered that I have not even inked up Shepherd's Care yet, so I thought I would do that tonight for the first time. And then I remembered that I had these colourful papers that I've not done anything with as yet, and although they are kind of a little bit alternative for a Christmas card, I had a quick look at some of them and thought actually some of them would make a really interesting kind of sunset background. Look, you've got this really gorgeous kind of sunset style there, an interesting kind of landscape. Use your imagination. Oh, there's that one as well. Oh, that one as well. Anyway, I'll show you on my desk. It's better lighting on my desk. So thought I'd make use of those and kind of make maybe a bit of a fun alternative Christmas card. I also have In the Grove stamp set. Now, those have got mountains in. Those of you who know your Bible geography, I think there were hills and mountains, so I might be able to incorporate that in. I'll see how it goes. Right, hello everybody who's watching on the live. Thank you so much for joining. If you're watching this on the replay, thank you also. Hi Anne, hi Glenna, Judy, who else is here? Veronica Maya, hello. And Glenna's here. Hi William, hi Lisa, hi Patricia. Great to see you all. All right, let's get crafting. So I will sketch out what I believe the look of the card is that I'm going for, to give you an idea where we're heading. So basically it's a fun fold that incorporates a kind of a bit of a column at the side there. I don't know why I drew that line because I don't actually need that line. But then goes down in a triangle. So when you look at it head on, it kind of looks more like, maybe more like that really. And then it had kind of a house at this bit here, but what I would like to do instead of a house is actually have my shepherd figure here looking out onto kind of this paper here. Oh, sorry, let me get some more light for you to see. So this paper here I'd like to use on this section and have this as my landscape, maybe with little bits of vegetation and stuff at the bottom, because I've got this stamp here in the grove. That's my plan. So to start off with, what I'm going to do is I kind of want to make use of as much as possible of this 6x6 paper that I have. I know I'm not going to probably use all of it, but I know that my cardstock, when folded, I could probably get a good 5 3/4 probably out of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go to there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 3/4 would take me to there. I need to grab a ruler. So for the next few minutes, I am going to be figuring out how I'm going to construct this, just so that you know. And so if you're watching this on the replay, you may want to forward it somewhat. Although I've just realised I've got to have this bit be my section that kind of folds over. So I don't know, it might go from there really. Or do I want it to be 1 1/4? So 1 1/4 times 4 would take me to, there's 1 1/4, 1 1/4, 1 1/4, 1 1/4 and a little bit. Let's see how much that gives me. Oh yeah, no, I can do that, that's not a problem. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would fold 1. Oh, I don't need that much. Okay, sort of got a rough idea of where I'm heading, I think. Just going to get a piece of card. I'm just going to get a white piece of thick card. So I'm going to start off by, so if you are using 8.5 by 11, you might want to cut this down to 5.5, but I'm going to try and do this at 5 3/4. Alright, so I'm going to start at this end, and if I score at 1/2 inch, so 1/2 inch, then 1 3/4, and then 3, and then 4 1/4. Just got to figure out what that gives me. Does that give me my, yep, that gives me my little square section there. And then I want to cut from there downwards. So I'm going to just mark, I'm going to put my card in at 5 and 5.5 there. I'm just going to put a little mark in the top. Oh no, did that mark it? Oh yeah, that marked it. And basically I need to measure from that point down, from that point to that point, that's got to measure 5 3/4. So what is that? Okay, so that takes me to 11 on down this measurement. That takes me to 11 1/4. So potentially, those of you who have 8.5 by 11 cardstock, if you give yourself a little smaller bit of a lip there, you can do this. Don't panic. Those of you who are thinking, Ruth, I didn't get any of those measurements, don't worry. I will write these measurements out. Don't worry. Okay. So, and then I'm going to go from my mark there to the bottom, I'm going to cut a diagonal line. Okay. Oh, right, there you have it. Now the only thing is that going to fit into an envelope? I'm wondering if I actually need to score along there as well to make that fold over. You know what, I'm just going to score there in case I need it. I wonder if I'm going to have to fold that back on itself. That'll be interesting to see if that will fit into a 6x6 envelope. Anyway, as you can see, I am making this up as I go along. So then I'm going to cut my paper down to 5.5 by I'll go 5.5 like that, and then cut that down the middle. So potentially I could make 2 of these. There we go, that's quite fun. And then, do I want some paper to cover that? I'll have a think. Let's see what other paper I've got here that I could use. So I have got another one of those that potentially I could use to decorate. Actually, I would be able to make 2, wouldn't I? Because I'll only need 3 inches. Ooh. Okay, so if I cut that down to 5.5, this is coming together. I love it. Write yourself notes on my hand. Yes, I had a meeting today and I forgot to take my diary, so I had to write some notes on my hand. So I actually need to make sure these notes get transferred, because I've got to do some work tomorrow morning based on these notes. Thanks for that reminder, actually. Hi, Bev. Hi, William. Hi, Kim. Nice to see you. Oh, no. Did I just cut that wrong? Oh, I wasn't concentrating. What does that measure? That's an inch. I'm going to have to stitch that together, aren't I? There we go. I wasn't concentrating then. All right. Now, I was just thinking, I probably should have stamped before I cut. But anyway, I'm making this up as I go, so hopefully the second one might be better. Well, the process will be better. So, right, put these back together. Is that supposed to go around there? So, I want to stamp my shepherd. And I'm wondering whether to make him more of a silhouette. So if I stamp him on either basic grey or what about pebbled path? Because that's a nice dark grey. Oh, can't find pebbled path. What's going on? Sorry, just bear with. Oh, I'm out of pebbled path. I think I need to order more. Alright, I'm going to go with basic grey instead. Hi, Margaret. You just now got your WhatsApp notification. Oh dear, my WhatsApp is being a bit slow then. Hi, Janice. Okay, so that's my shepherd. And then while I'm here, I think I want to stamp Bethlehem in the background. Maybe I could do a little verse as well. What have I got? Oh, I'll just do the peace on earth, I think. It's quite exciting playing with a new stamp set. Okay. So for those of you who've just joining, I'm trying to create a new design here. Well, new to me anyway. Stamp there. I think that's kind of fine as it is. Just gonna grab this one. This is in the Grove, not to be confused with the other Grove stamp that we have, which is, it would be interesting to mix the two together and see what we can come up with. Now, I've recently re-inked that, so it's a little bit juicy. But, there we go. I think this is going to look rather dramatic. Interesting. Those of you are wondering why she got a little cut in there, I made a mistake. It's not meant to look like that. I think I will make two in one go, actually. I'll stamp that other one at the same time in a sec. Okay, right. So that's for one card. So while I'm here, I'm going to stamp the bottom of this one. The bottom of this. And put a little scene across here. There we go. And pop a piece on earth on here. Lovely. Okay, so I need to just stamp another shepherd. So I'm going to cut two of these out in one go. Well, not in one go, but you know, cut two out. And then I'm going to put my ink away because you know what I'm like. Probably get my fingers in there. Oh, right, so I can chill out for a little moment while I do a bit of fussy cutting. Hi Heather, I'm making a wee fancy fold Christmas card, but slightly unusual perhaps paper, like papers that you wouldn't necessarily associate with making Christmas cards, and a little bit of a fun fancy fold. So just to recap, you will need one piece of cardstock per card, but only one piece or one sheet of 6x6 DSP, Designer Series paper for this. And if you choose your DSP well, basically yes. Oh, sorry, no, not one sheet, two sheets. Two sheets of DSP. One to go on as a triangle, and then one to be the panels to stick on the side of the kind of cubey bit, the bit that sticks out. Anyway, it will all make sense in a moment. All will be revealed. So I just saw this little fun fold on Pinterest a few minutes ago and thought, oh, I think I can interpret that. The card that I saw has got not a Stampin' Up card at all. I don't even know if it was a handmade card. It look if it was handmade, it was made from those kind of like there are some companies that make these really interesting, like they're sort of pre-printed images, and it had like a cottage, wintry cottage on it, and a scene, and not stamping, just a printed, pretty printed picture. So there we go. So today I was teaching a tatting class. I don't know if anyone else knows how to tat out there. And we had one lady who was absolutely new to it, but she did super duper well. And then two other ladies who had been to the class before, so it was their second time doing the class, and they both were able to finish making a wee little butterfly today. So tatting is a form of lace making, but the nice thing about it is that you can take it wherever you go, really. It doesn't take up much space at all. You just have a shuttle and a ball of thread and a pair of scissors and maybe a little bit of a crochet hook, and away to go, basically. So, oh. So I know some of you who are watching attended my my Zoom crochet class. How are you guys getting on? Don't worry if you haven't touched a crochet hook since. I might have traumatized you too much. So I've started another crochet cardigan for a friend. I'm hoping it will get done for Christmas, but we'll see. It might not be done for Christmas. Alright, there's my little shepherd. He wasn't as hard to cut out as I thought he'd be. So where's my, oh, there's my little, so this is my structure that I'm kind of building onto. And to start off with, I think what I'll do is oh dear, it's a bit inky. I've got a wee bit inky. Didn't mean to do that. Anyway, I'll stick my pieces on. Yep, wrong way around. Is that the right way? Or is it that way? That way. There we go. So when you get done, it looks really tatty. No, it doesn't actually. Well, if you do it correctly, it shouldn't look tatty. No, it should look rather pretty. Oh dear. That one needs gouging. Still not quite there. Come on, glue. Please work for me. Excuse me, talk amongst yourselves. Hi, Bob. That's a lost art. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my mum taught me, and it's been really lovely to pass it on to new folks. That's a good tip, a paper clip. Yeah. I've somehow managed to dirty this, but I'm just going to keep going because this is my trial one, just to figure out if I've got the measurements correct. So I'm not too worried that this has got a few marks on it. It'll be my prototype, unless whenever I get marks on things, I just kind of like just put more marks on and it's fine. Okay, right, so I need to now put some glue onto, let's make sure this is nice and burnished. Put some glue along here. Fold it over. So you don't necessarily have to use this as a Christmas card. There are, the idea is that I'm just creating this fancy fold that you can then use for all sorts of different occasions. But I thought it was just a fun, interesting one. And to be honest, what I was searching for was ideas to use up my stamped one sheet wonders. But anyway, I've gone for this instead. So I think shall I use dimensionals? You know what, for now I think I'm just going to stick him on. Put glue down and kind of down within an inch sort of space, because I know I've only got about an inch here to stick him onto. Go. And I've got to get the one that matches. So the one that matches the space there. Sorry, not the space, the DSP. So the colour runs through. Right, this is actually quite minimalistic. I mean, it is technical, but the actual overall look is quite minimalistic, and I think it's down to just the nature of the DSP. But I really like that. And if you haven't got this DSP, you could easily kind of make something similar using either your brayer or your blending brushes and so forth. But no, I just think that's quite sweet. Isn't that nice? All right, so I'm going to try and make one again and just explain the measurements to you. This time I will perhaps do, I think I could probably do a little, I wonder if I can do a bit less on there. I was trying to think if I could. That's basically 2.5, so that's 2.5, so that's 5. And then that leaves me, oh yes, okay. So you can make this if you've got 5.5 by 11. Just get my trimmer back again. So what you need to do is as follows. You put your cardstock in and cut it at 5 3/4. Now this is whether or not you've got 8.5 by 11 or A4. So you just have a spare strip for another day. Alright, and then you need to score as follows. You score at 1/4 of an inch. Just move that out of the way. 1/4 of an inch. Then 1.5. I should be writing this down as I go, really. So, 1/4, 1.5. Then at 2 3/4, and then 4, and then 5 1/4. Right, so that gives me my 1, 2, 3, 4 and a bit. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a bit. Yeah, that's right. Okay, let me just write those numbers down. So that's 2 3/4, 2 3/4, and then 4, and then 5 1/4. And then you need to cut this then at, sorry, bear with. Right, yes, so if you're using 8.5 by 11, you don't need to cut at all. But if you're using A4, you cut at 11. There we go. So then you need to line up the corner here, the bottom right hand corner, with that top score line there. So line up there and there on your trimmer in the grooves, like so, and then slice that away. So again, save that for a rainy day. We may have to come up with some card idea of what we can use. There must be a card idea of something that we can use these for. I mean, you know, we could do an explosion type card, or I don't know. Answers on a postcard for that one. Right, so this is the 3 by 5.5. So I cut down my 6 by 6 paper down to 5, and oh, I've just realised I've stamped that on the wrong side. That I was meant to stamp like that. Oh well, never mind. So then after you've cut this down, so this is down to 5.5 inches, then cut 1 inch strips. I might do a third one and try and get that perfect. Oh no, see, I did that last time. I took it to 1 1/4 instead of 1. There we go, 1. And then on the other piece, what I did was I cut it down to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 and then sliced it. So there we go. And then what you need to do is stick, I know what, we'll stick that afterwards. Basically you need to then fold over your pieces, fold that in, give it a little bit of a burnish. The third one will be perfect. Oh yeah, I hope so. Alright, there we go. So that will go on there. Yeah, and I think the reason why we did that was so that you could actually fold it back on itself and put in a 6x6 envelope. I can't just about fold it that way as well, but then you end up spoiling that bit. We don't really want to do that, so it's probably best just to fold it backwards so that your shepherd and your sheep fold flat. Alright, so then I've got to stick my panels on the first 3 there. I think it's that way. There we go. It does, doesn't it, Monica? I'm actually quite itching to do one with one of my stamped one sheet wonders and do a very different style. Because I've got so many to use up. I'd like to just make one and have some fun with it, you know. So I think I will do that afterwards. I'll cut exactly the same template for the card base, and then get a nice bit of pretty floral stamping and see what we can do. Actually, what I could try and do is match it to some of this really pretty paper, because I like combining the DSP with my stamping. Oh, I'm all gooey. Right. So just a very thin row of glue there. And then fold that over. Yep. So the clocks have gone back here in the UK. So if you're thinking Ruth's on at a bit of an odd time, yes, the clocks have changed for us. And I know that some parts of the world they have, some they haven't. But I think within the next couple of weeks all the clocks will be sorted. Yeah. Oh well, my landscape's a little bit opposite there, but never mind. I wonder if whoever I give it to will notice. Right, before I stick that down though, I'm just going to get a little bit rid of that little bit of glue that's on top of there. I'll fold that back. I think this one would be a nice one to do for a class. Oop. Right, there you got it. What should we call this? I don't know. Fourth side is the back, Kim. Yeah, that's the back. So of course you could put some DSP on the back, but if you're wanting to with the 6x6 packs of DSP that Stampin' Up do, you usually get 4 of one design. So with this, if you've got 2 sheets of the same design, it means then you've got 1 sheet to cut your diagonal, so one on there like that, and then reverse it and have that on there. And then you've got your other sheet to cut your 1-inch strips to do that. So you've got 3 on here, so that's 3 inches, and then 3 on there, 3 inches, 3 plus 2 is 6. So that's how you can get that out of there. So that happened just by accident. It just worked out that way. But I love it when that happens, because it means that you're kind of making best use of your 6x6 DSPs. So theoretically that could be used as a landscape. That one's a bit different. I mean, I guess you could. Yeah, I'm going to say yay with that. Okay, so yes for that. That would be interesting, but that's more of a kind of, you could do a different kind of landscape, I think, with that, not necessarily a Christmas one. So I don't know, let's go through all the different papers and decide then. So these papers are in the current annual catalogue, and I can't remember the name of them off the top of my head. So there's 1, 2. Oh, that one's beautiful. Look at that. That would work. That one would work. That one, that's that one. Oh, that would be really nice. That would be interesting. And that would be interesting as well. So, what's that one? Okay, so you could do... Okay, in terms of stripies then, we've got... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 designs in that pack that I think could be used for this style of card. So there we go. Shepherd's Triangle, a triangular column card. Yes, that's quite a fun one. Yeah. Okay, so that was a bit of a success, I think. If you think the same, please give me a thumbs up or leave a comment if you're watching on the replay, if you've ever seen anything like that before. If you've seen someone else do it, that's great, but it's the first time I've ever made something like that. I'm just going to keep that note there because I need to... I will try and write it in the description of this video. Right, let's try and find then... Let's have a look. Have I got any? No. You know what? Wrong thing. Let's find another. Where's my other box? Excuse me a second. I've just got to find my box and I have a drink as well. Oh, right, bear with this a little interlude, everybody. Oh. Right. So I'm thinking I want something nice and bright that we'll go with. That could be a Christmassy card, couldn't it? Oh, that is... Oh, look at that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Now, what I could try and do is adapt the design so that... I wonder if it could be adapted to fit... I'm trying to think if we could do it so that it would fit and do a more narrow card. Do I want to? Do I really want to do that? Not sure I do, to be honest. My brain has already, like, you know, used up its energy on creating a new card design today. I don't think I can cope with doing another one. Maybe another day. If anyone else wants to have a go at it, go for it. All right. So I'm thinking, wouldn't it be fun to have that as the, well, yeah, on the column again, but then have that on the triangle? That's so pretty. So pretty. Yeah, okay, let's do this again then. So 5 3/4. This will really help it to sink into your brains. Score at, I'm actually, Sharp's going to say I was going to score it at 1/2 inch, but I'll do it at 1/4 inch just to help you guys. You have 8.5 by 11 paper. So score 1/4 inch. 1 1/2. 2 3/4. Thanks for the thumbs up, Boogie. 4 inches, and then 5 yep, 5 1/4, and then cut at 11. And then cut on the diagonal. Ta-da! Okay. Hi Jane, you're here. Okay, and then we're going to, I do like that bit of yellow showing. That's got quite a bit of blue on that side, so I'm going to just cut that off. And then show this one, have it this way. Cut again, corner to corner. Oh! I just made a mistake. Y'all didn't, you warned me. I was meant to use that for my columns. Oh well. And I did it, and I cut it wrong. Oh, oh, never mind. I'm not going to let them go to waste. I'm going to still use it. Oh, still wrong. Meant to be a 1/2. Yeah, see, I'm right not to try to do the measurements for a different card because my brain has reached its limit now. Oh, never mind. Okay. We're going to still make a beautiful card. It'll be fine. So, what I'm going to do is cut at 5 1/2 here. Now, because I can get 8 inches out of this, I'm actually going to put a little panel on the back, because some of you were asking about that, because I can get that out of here. So I'm going to cut 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'll be for one of them. Then 1. Lisa was yelling. Just use another shepherd. Oh no, I'm not going to put a shepherd on this one. I'm going for a different look on this. 1, 2. At least I'm cutting 1 inches, not 1 1/4 like I did last time. Thanks, Lisa. I think what I need to do is hook myself up to some buzzer on my chair, and you have remotely be able to go bing, and then like the buzzer would go, and I'd go, what have I done? And it'll stop me from doing whatever it is. Never mind. It's all right. It's only paper and card. We can fix it. Kim was yelling as well. Gina, really? That's amazing. Gina says, I've just checked my Pinterest account. I've over 1,300 of your videos pinned. That's because I've probably done over 1,300 videos. Yes, I have been YouTubing a long time. I really have. Vicky! That is so impressive. Vicky has found when I stamped this Stamped One Sheet Wonder. Gosh, that is incredible. Well done. It's actually one of my faves, I have to say. I really do like it. You star, Vicky. Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to stick that one on there, that one on there, that one on there, and then I'll turn it and do the other one. I just went to your playlist and scrolled down till I found it. Easy, no big deal. I know, but it's quite a while ago, isn't it? Because these stamps retired back in April, I think. So, or May, April. Whenever we had the new catalogue, because I recognise Artistically Inked is on here. Season of Chic is on here. So for those of you who, are wondering what is Ruth on about, basically I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and the stamps that I've used to create this DSP, yes, I stamped it myself, they come from stamp sets, and all the Stampin' Up stamp sets have names. And every year when the new catalogue comes out, to make space for new products in the Stampin' Up collection, we have to say goodbye to some products. So it doesn't mean that we can't use them anymore. It just means that they're not available to be purchased from demonstrators. So because I don't like to frustrate people, I tend to not to use a lot of retired product. But if you love it and have it and want to use it, then please do. I'm all about the stamps and making them work for you. So if you're new to my channel and you're thinking, ooh, that's a new way of stamping, I've not seen that before, then please do hit that subscribe button, stick around for some more inspiration. And if you're interested in joining one of my classes, I have plenty of classes available that you can join in with, or just watch my mahoosive back catalogue. Hi Jeralika, welcome. Are these past colours? No, I think these are current colours. That's Coastal, that's Gorgeous Grunge. Oh, hold on, is that Pacific or Blueberry? Oh, you might be right. Is that Pacific? Or is that Azure? No, we had a colour refresh. I thought the colour refresh was last year. Anyway, it will tell you in that video. Kim, yeah, it will tell you in the video. Right, so. Oh, I just love how this paper goes with those florals just so perfectly. I love it. Actually, I know you said about putting a shepherd. I'm not going to put a shepherd. However, I do think this lends itself to kind of a bit of an alternative Christmas card because it has got snowflakes in it. So let me have a look at the sentiment from... Oh, I could do that one. Wonderful. Because I think it looks quite modern. Like with the shape of the card and then having the florals with the kind of that. That looks quite modern and I think it would go quite nicely with this one. Yes, I think that is what I shall do. I found out that many old ink colours coordinate with new colours of cardstock. Oh, for sure. Yes, William. Because often, even retired colours, new colours, they may be just lighter versions or darker versions of colours that have gone before. So they work really well together. And there are some colours that have been around for quite a long time that we still have. So like Calypso Coral, Night of Navy. Oh no, Calypso Coral not so much, but Night of Navy, Real Red, Old Olive. They've been around for many, 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 many years with Stampin' Up. And so you may have old DSP or new DSP, and of course they'll match. So there we go. I like this. So who would actually be happy to receive a card like this? Just out of interest, do you like modern Christmas cards? Traditional? Don't mind. I've just spotted the dottage. Oh, might have to have a little bit of dottage in the background. That's interesting. Look, that's interestingly cut out, isn't it? Usually dottage just is like, it's just there, isn't it? In a clump. Am I running out of blocks? I've left some blocks in my other, in the other room. I could say in my other house. It's not my other house. In the house. Just use this instead. Okay. Right. You know what? I think we're going to stick a sticker on this one because I ain't got a clue which way around this goes. Right. Oh, thanks, Elaine. Right. Thinking a nice dark blue. So of course we have to go with Night of Navy to make sure this stands out. So this is one of the blocks that comes with the kit, and I just keep a little stash of those just in case. And I want this to show up, so I'm kind of trying to scoot past that dark bit of navy there. or blue rather. Perfect. Let's go for a bit of dottage. Oh, Glenna, I think you're going to like this dottage. Very nice. I think I'll just be sparing on that one. I'm not going to do much more than that. I think that's just quite simple and nice. Yeah, I like that. I think on... Oh. I just dropped it. Oh dear. Right, well, whoever receives it's just going to have it with the marks as well. I know what, let's just put a bit of dottage on the back. There we go. Elaine's got a wiggly cat on her lap. Oh. Right, so I'm going to put that out the way before I get any more marks on it. And then I think what I might do is, while I've got my ink out and all the stamps out, I'm going to stamp. So this one can go, I'm going to do this as a bit of a jaunty angle, I think. Do that. And then a little bit of dottage coming down. Okay. Nice. And just so that it's completely into your heads how to cut this out, I'm going to do one more and then that'll be it for the night. Where are we? Just over an hour, so I've managed to make 4 cards. That's not too bad, I don't think. So, again, 5 3/4, like that. Sorry, I'm at a funny angle because I've got inky stuff all here and I don't want to get it on my card. Right, 1/4 of an inch, then 1.5. I'm going to be doing this in my sleep. 1.5, 2 3/4. I can move it over now a bit. 2 3/4, 4 inches, and 5 1/4, and then 11. Then on the wonk and cut on the tilt. There we go. Hi, Marilyn. You could put some DSP over the marks. You could do, yes. The only thing is, that's the bit that I want to write on. So I'm just gonna just a little bit of stamping that I did was just perfect because I still want to be able to write on it. So, I mean, you could just stick a plate. Actually, if that ever does happen, remember you've got your spare bit of triangle. That if you wanted just to cover up, you could just stick that over. I forgot about that. Right. Oh no, I'm going that way, aren't I? Forgot which way I was going then. Right, let's get my little pieces. So this time, rather than going from sort of the more dense pattern to light. That way I'm going to do it light to dark instead. So I'm going to start with this one first, then that one. Oh, that's a good idea. Yes, so if you're watching on the replay, if you wait a day or so, YouTube puts the transcript of what I say, as long as I'm speaking clearly and YouTube understands me, you do get a transcript. So you could probably cut and paste the instructions from there. Right, one more to go. Oh, good, Heather. Please do. I think it does make a rather special card. Just a bit different, I think. Great way to use up your Stamp One Treat Wonders as well. Okay. One more to go on. So if you do make a card using these directions, I would love to see it. The simplest way to show me is by going onto my Facebook group called Artful Stampin Space, because this channel is called Artful Stampin. So Artful Stampin Space is where you get to share your makes, and I'd love to see what you come up with after watching this. So, right, get them all back again. So those are my two shepherd ones there, and then those are my two florally abstract Christmas, like so. There we go. So yes, it's a little bit, I mean, I say it's cardstock heavy. It's one piece of cardstock per card, and you do end up though having these spare. So this would be interesting if we could create, I don't know, maybe we could create a card. If we folded that in half and then, I don't know, put that on. I'm sure we could do something interesting with. Yeah, I'm sure. Like I said, letters on a postcard, answers on a postcard. So one sheet of cardstock per card, and if you're using just DSP, 2 sheets of DSP per 2 cards, and one to do your columns and one to do your triangles. And then if you're using some other type of DSP or your own stamped one sheet wonder, then just one sheet of the 6x6 cut into half. Excuse me. Ooh. And yeah, and then just cut these into inch strips, which is really helpful, really easy to remember. There we go. Yeah, so 2 sheets of 6 by 6 for 2 cards. And if you want, yeah, and the reason why you would use 2 is so that you've got the pattern going through. Oh dear. I hope that's just a tickle in my nose and not another cold. There we go. Yes, you could get a 4 out of a 12 by 12. Yeah, so if you've got some of that lovely, there was some nice sort of landscapey paper last Christmas, wasn't there? That might be quite nice to use. But what I like about this paper, because it's like just a watercolory background, it means that you can use them both ways up, whereas if it had already got a landscape on it, you're a bit restricted. So I like the vagueness of this paper because you can interpret it and then just add by stamping your own landscape in there. So that's what I like, that versatility. So there we go. Right. Oh, good. I've planted idea in Glenna's head. Marvellous. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It's been really lovely to have your company. And if you want, there's about 4 or 5 classes due that I've listed in November. It would be lovely to have you join if you're able to. And yeah, I don't know what else to say really. So if you would like to purchase any of the products you've seen me use, just head to my online shop and it's all there. So there we go. Thank you, Jerry Lee. Lovely to meet you. Thank you for coming. Right, take care everyone. Back again tomorrow with a stamp One Sheet Wonder Wednesday. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. Could use this stamp again. It's just an excuse for me not to clean it and leave it out on my desk, to be quite honest with you. Could do some kind of stamp One Sheet Wonder with that. And some more like a landscape type situation. That would be fun. So, might try that. Alright, lots of love everyone. Take care. Oh, thank you, Bob. Bob's had a go. So measurements for an 8.5 by 11, making 2 cards, cutting out 4.5 by 11, scoring at a half, 1 3/4, 3/4. Sorry, I'll read that again. Cutting at 4.5 by 11, scoring at a half, 1 3/4, 3, 4.25, and 5.5, fitting into a regular envelope. Brilliant. Right, might have to try that one then. Thank you. Thank you for sharing on Pinterest, Gina. Really appreciated. Yeah, please do remember that you can pin my videos to Pinterest to put on your Pinterest boards if you want to be able to find the videos again. I do put them into playlists, but I still occasionally get video questions from people or emails from people saying, "Oh, do you remember when you did that? And have you got the video for that?" So if you're able just to sort of have your own filing system for online inspiration, it's really helpful, and I tend to use Pinterest. Sorry, 4.25 by 11. Okay, thank you. That's great. Lovely. See you, everybody. Take care for now. Bye bye.